My name is Ahmad Raza Gul. I am a student from Sargoda, Punjab, Pakistan. In today's world, what life should a true Muslim adopt? Just sitting in a corner and doing zikr every time, or to just pray the obligatory salah and get busy in worldly life, or what would you say? Thank you. Ahmed Raza has asked a question that in today's world we see the world, so many things happening in the world, so many calamities, so many things, so many fayash, obscenity, all these things that are happening in the world today. What should a Muslim do? Should a Muslim do zikr, or should he offer salah and then go on with life? What should he do? Seeing the scenario that today world is in, and we know that our beloved Prophet ﷺ has mentioned the signs of the end of the world, and there are minor signs and major signs. And in minor signs, if you remove the duplicate, there are approximately 87 or maybe more minor signs, out of which more than 50% have already come. So what should a person do now? Should he do zikr? Should he offer salah? Or should he just carry on with his worldly life? Seeing the situation that we have in different parts of the world, that Muslims are being attacked, whether it be in China, the Uyghur Muslim, whether it be in Rohingya, whether it be in Palestine, whether in Syria, whether in Yemen, you see in India, Muslims are being persecuted. All over the world, we find the different scenario. What should a Muslim do? Irrespective of which part of the world you live in, irrespective of what your situation is, I always tell the Muslims, number one, you should see that you do your farais and that you stay away from the haram activity. To begin with, I always tell them that at least stay away from the major sins. And there's a book written by Imam al-Dhahabi known as the Kabair, of the 70 major sins. In the 70 major sins, it tells you the important farais that is there, the very important farais, and also tells you the big major sins. As I mentioned in my earlier answer, number one, the biggest sin is shirk. That means you have to be on tawheed. Number two is killing an innocent human being. Number three is black magic. Number four is not offering salah. Number five is not giving your zakat. Number six is not fasting in the month of Ramadan. And number seven is not performing hajj when you're able to do. And the list, disobedient to parents, and the list continues, not taking care of orphans, zina, homosexuality, and the list continues. So my initial advice to all the Muslims would be, irrespective of what's happening in the world, see to it that you fortify yourself. See to it that you are on Siratul Mustaqim. See to it that you offer 5 times salah. See to it that you offer 5 times salah in the mosque. That's very important. See to it that you give your zakat. See to it that you fast. Ensure that you have performed the hajj. See to it that you are on tawheed. So these are the 5 pillars. Take care of the 5 pillars and see to it that you abstain from the major sins. So when you read the list of the major sin, at least abstain from the major sins and do the most important faraid. This is the bare minimum you should do. Because many of us talk about what's happening in Rohingya, what is happening in India, what people are not able to offer salah. They themselves are not of where they are living in a country which is peaceful. They don't offer salah. They're talking about why is in that country not permitting Muslims to offer salah. So this is the dichotomy, that first at least see to it that you are on the Siratul Mustaqim. So number one advice that I would like to give is see to it that you are following the Quran and the Sahih Hadith. Read the translation of the Quran. See to it at least you abstain from all the major sins initially. And as the Quran says that if you abstain from major sin, inshallah Allah will forgive your minor sins. Similar with the major farais. So my advice is see to it that first you at least take care of the major farais and abstain from the major haram. Once you do this, then you can try and abstain from the minor haram also and do the minor farais also. As far as how to lead a life, As Allah says in the Quran, if you strive for dunya, Allah will give you dunya but will not give you akhirah. But if you strive for akhirah, Allah will give you akhirah and dunya also. So we as Muslims, besides following the faraid, besides offering salah and giving zakat and saum and hajj, that is not everything of life. These are the major things, yes. The first question that Allah will ask you on the day of judgment about your deeds is about your salah. So salah is the most important deed. So after taking care of your faraids and abstaining from the major haram, you can go to the minor faraids and the abstain from the minor haram. And then what you have to see that what are you following the guidelines of Allah and His Rasul? What should a Muslim do? He should follow the guidelines of Allah and His Rasul. If you want to take up a profession, the best profession of a da'i. Allah says in Surah Fussilat chapter 41 verse number 33, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. The ayah I started this program with. That who is better in speech than one who invites to the way of thy Lord, works righteousness and says I am a Muslim. So the best profession that you can adopt if the choice is given to you is of a da'i. And I've given this in detail that when people ask that what is the profession a person is to take, and I said the best is the profession of a da'i. Then would be of a scholar, the Islamic organization, and I've given this answer in detail. So if you have a choice as a Muslim, besides following the commandments of Allah and Rasul, the profession that the best you can adopt is that of a da'i. And this is the best. There is no better profession. Allah said this in the Quran. Then would be of Islamic scholar, etc. And I've given in detail in my other answer. So that does not mean that you only do zikr the full day, only pray the full day. Of course, you have to do your faraiz. The 5 times salah, then you can do the mustahab, you can read the tahajjud, you can do salatul duha. All these are important. And see to it that you read the sunnah muakkada, the sunnah ghair muakkada. There's enough time. And then you spend your time more on the lines of the Quran and Sunnah. See to it that you become a da'i or you are involved in Islamic activities. If you want to earn a living, you can earn a living you can categorize into 3 or 4 ways. One is earning living in the haram way, whether involved in robbing or cheating or alcohol is haram. Second is earning living in a makruh way. No, not haram, but may not be advisable. Third is earning a living which is mubah. And then earning a living getting involved in things which are fard. For example, you may become imam of the mosque, praying is fard. But imam of a mosque is a very good profession. Becoming a da'i, calling people towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, if you attach yourself closer to the guidelines given by Allah and His Rasul, inshallah, you'll be more successful. Hope that answers the question.